Teyana Taylor has been busier than ever as she gears up for the release of her highly anticipated album Escape Room, set to drop on August 22nd. The project is deeply personal, chronicling her emotional journey through heartbreak, self-discovery, and ultimately, healing. Welcome viewers to my channel. Please subscribe, like my video and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. Yet while the singer, actress, and creative visionary is focused on her music, she has also been opening up about another topic that fans are always curious about, her love life. During a recent sit-down with Hot 97, Taylor gave listeners a rare glimpse into her relationship with actor Aaron Pierre, though she was quick to note that she's keeping things private this time around. When radio host Nessa asked her directly if Pierre was indeed her man, Taylor explained why she's decided to take a different approach to romance in this new chapter of her life. "I think that this new world is not gentle, it's crazy," Taylor admitted, reflecting on the pressures of living in the spotlight and the often unforgiving nature of public opinion. "People are preying on your downfall. What me and Aaron have is very healthy, and it's very gentle, and it's very soft, and it's very kind, and it's very sweet, and it's very warm. It's one of the best feelings I've ever had, and most importantly, it's so safe." She went on to emphasize just how much Pierre means to her. "I don't want us to be robbed of that. He's so special to me, and I'm filled with so much gratitude to have him in my life." This new relationship marks a fresh chapter for Taylor, who finalized her divorce from former NBA player Iman Shumpert in July 2024. Their split was highly publicized and, at times, turbulent, making it a difficult period for the Gonna Love Me artist. But nearly a year later, in March 2025, she surprised fans with what's often called a hard launch, officially introducing Pierre as her partner by posting a set of glamorous Oscar night photos of the two striking James Bond-inspired poses on the red carpet. Since then, the couple has had the internet swooning. Taylor went all out to throw Pierre a surprise birthday party, and the pair hasn't shied away from sharing glimpses of their relationship online, whether through clips of romantic date nights or candid behind-the-scenes moments. Pierre has also been stepping into Taylor's family life, attending the BET Awards as her date and even being photographed backstage alongside the singer and her two daughters, Junie and Rose Rue. For Taylor, who has often been celebrated for her unapologetic openness, there's a clear shift in how she is handling this new romance. She seems determined to nurture what she has with Pierre away from the harsh glare of constant scrutiny, allowing their bond to grow on its own terms. To her, this relationship is not about spectacle but about genuine connection, something tender, grounded, and rare in today's world of overexposure. And while the world awaits the release of Escape Room, an album already being described as some of her most vulnerable and raw work, fans are equally invested in watching Taylor embrace a love that she describes as safe, soft, and profoundly healing. It's a balance of art and life that mirrors her evolution, showing both her resilience and her readiness to move forward into a future shaped by love, gratitude, and new beginnings. When Teyana Taylor first announced Escape Room, fans immediately understood that this was going to be more than an album. The very title suggests urgency, a desperate need to break free from a stifling space, to push past barriers both internal and external. For Taylor, the past few years have been a whirlwind of professional triumphs shadowed by personal turbulence. She has always been an artist who poured herself fully into her craft. From her days as a teenage prodigy signed to Pharrell's Star Trek label to her unforgettable choreography in Kanye West's Fade video, Taylor has commanded attention as both a performer and a visionary. Yet despite her immense talent, she has often spoken openly about feeling underappreciated by the music industry, fighting to have her voice heard and her artistry respected. Escape Room feels different. It is not just about proving herself to the industry, it's about reclaiming her narrative on her own terms. The project explores heartbreak, yes, but it does so through the lens of survival and rebirth. The inspiration comes directly from her lived experiences. The dissolution of her marriage to Iman Shumpert, a relationship that had once been celebrated as aspirational, left Taylor navigating the complex emotions of betrayal, disappointment, and grief. Divorce is never easy, but to endure it under the microscope of public attention, where every rumor is amplified and every post dissected, created a uniquely exhausting ordeal. Instead of collapsing under the weight of it, Taylor chose to channel her emotions into music. The studio became her escape room, a place where she could exhale the pain, interrogate her vulnerabilities, and ultimately shape them into art. Early previews of the album suggest a range of sonic textures, atmospheric R&B, raw ballads, and uptempo tracks that embody both catharsis and celebration. But more importantly, the lyrics tell a story of a woman who has walked through fire and emerged stronger. In interviews, Taylor has hinted that the album is both a reflection of her past and a tribute to the present, a time in her life where she has found softness again, not just in love but in self-acceptance. "It's me finally letting myself feel again," she told one outlet. "Not being afraid of being vulnerable. Not being afraid of saying, I was hurt, but also saying, I'm okay now." For fans who have followed her journey, Escape Room is more than an album, it is a mirror of resilience. It captures the universal human experience of heartbreak but does so through the lens of a black woman whose artistry refuses to be boxed in, who insists on telling her story even when the world has tried to write it for her. To fully understand the weight of this new chapter in Teyana Taylor's life, one must revisit the closing of the last one. Her relationship with Iman Shumpert was, for years, a public fascination. Together, they projected an image of partnership that seemed enviable. She, the multifaceted artist, he, the NBA champion. Their love story was chronicled in reality television, music videos, red carpets, and candid social media moments that made fans believe in the fairy tale. But behind the carefully curated posts, the relationship was unraveling. Allegations of infidelity and communication breakdowns plagued the marriage, eventually spilling into the public sphere. What was once celebrated as #couple goals became fodder for gossip blogs and heated online debates. By July 2024, the divorce was finalized, marking the end of nearly a decade-long partnership. For Taylor, it was both a relief and a reckoning. She has since spoken about how difficult it was to mourn the loss of not just a spouse but of the idea of family stability she had worked so hard to protect for her daughters, Junie and Rue Rose. Divorce is often described as a kind of death, and in many ways, Taylor experienced it that way. There was grief for what was lost, anger at what went wrong, and fear of what the future might hold. Yet there was also freedom, a chance to redefine herself outside the confines of a marriage that no longer served her well-being. Publicly, she handled the split with grace, never weaponizing her platform to attack her ex. Privately, however, she carried the emotional toll. Friends and insiders have said that during that period, she leaned heavily on her music, her daughters, and her close-knit circle of supporters. By the time she reemerged with renewed energy in 2025, Taylor had transformed the pain into fuel. She had also learned one of the hardest but most liberating lessons, that protecting her peace meant setting boundaries, not just with people, but with the public itself. It was in March 2025 that Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre made their relationship official in the eyes of the world. Their Oscars debut was not subtle. They posed together like a modern-day Bond couple, exuding elegance, confidence, and chemistry. The photos went viral within hours, sparking conversations across social media platforms. Who was Aaron Pierre, and how had he captured the heart of one of entertainment's most magnetic women? The truth is that their relationship had been blossoming quietly behind the scenes for some time. Unlike her previous marriage, which played out largely in the public eye, Taylor was intentional about moving differently this time around. She kept their connection private, shielding it from gossip until she felt ready to share. When asked about it on Hot 97, Taylor's explanation was heartfelt. "People are preying on your downfall. What me and Aaron have is very healthy, and it's very gentle, and it's very soft, and it's very kind, and it's very sweet, and it's very warm. And most importantly, it's so safe." The emphasis on safety is telling. After experiencing the turbulence of a relationship under public scrutiny, Taylor has found in Pierre a love that feels like sanctuary. Their bond is not performative, it is rooted in mutual respect and affection. Fans have since been treated to glimpses of their romance. Taylor surprising Pierre with a lavish birthday celebration, the couple sharing snippets of their date nights, and Pierre accompanying Taylor to the BET Awards, where he was photographed not only with her but with her daughters as well. These moments signal a love that is both intimate and inclusive, a relationship that blends seamlessly with family life. What makes their connection so compelling to the public is not just the glamour but the authenticity. Taylor radiates gratitude when she speaks about Pierre, and he, in turn, appears deeply invested in her happiness. Together, they project an image of love that is less about perfection and more